Okay, friends, I have to tell you a good story. And we're going to C minor. You know, my beautiful friends, I'm sure you know that I have the privilege of living in Eretz Yisrael in Moshav Modi'in, Mamish, the city of the Chashmonoim. And last week I had some concerts in France, and it was Mamish crazy. But anyway, Baruch Hashem, I had the privilege of arriving in Eretz Yisrael last Wednesday night, had a concert near Tel Aviv, then I went to Yerushalayim. A whole long story, but Thursday night, I had the greatest privilege in the world to bench Shlichta Modin. I want you to know, friends, I cannot tell you. If I would tell you it was like Yom Kippur, I'm lying. It was more than that. It was like a Shana Rabbah. It was more than that. I'm telling you, the Shtapchus HaNefesh was awesome. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, I'd like to share with you a story I told my Chavra in Modin. You know what's so special about Hanukkah? You know, the Gemara talks about the dinim of Pesach. The Gemara doesn't begin telling a story that we were slaves in Egypt, Moshe Rabbeinu took us out. Because the story is one thing and the halacha is something else. Hanukkah. The Gemara says, "My Hanukkah, Ton Rabbanon." Tells the whole story. Hanukkah, you have to kindle lights. You have to tell stories. Listen to me, my beautiful friends, everybody knows. In Kalin, by the Heilige Kalina, the davening, the praying was yelling to high heaven. There's a little Torah. The Heilige Rebbe Rabosho asked his father, the Heilige Rebbe Aaron. He said to him, if the Yidele davens and he yells as much, like a person whose life is in danger, someone standing with a knife over that person and he's yelling for help, is that enough yelling for davening? And Rabbi Kalina answered him, it's just enough for the beginning of davening. It's enough until Yishtabach. But after that, the yelling has to be so much more. So just to give you a taste, yelling. Okay, one night. And you all know in Kalin Yidav Mincha very late. The Heilige Kalina says to the Chassidim, get the horses ready, we're going to daven Mincha in a little village far away. Obviously it's very, very special. The Chassidim jump on the wagon, they're driving, and you can imagine how late it was that even Kalina Chassidim said to the Rebbe, it's too late to daven Mincha. Without saying anything bad, I'm sure for Miss Nagid would have been too late for Marv already. Let's not talk about that. But Kalina Chassidim said, Rebbe, it's too late for Mincha. The Rebbe says, wait, we'll be there in a minute. Finally, they went through a village and they stopped. The Rebbe says, stop for the last house. And the Rebbe says to Chassidim, ask the person, the owner of the balbos, if he can daven here. They knock on the door, some old Yid of a tzaddik shayid. And again, I don't know, it looked between 100 and 200, but very, very old. He came out and the Chassidim say, we're here with our Rebbe, the Heilige Kalina. Could we come into daven Mincha? How could you not? Obviously it was summer. And the Chassidim understood this is very, very, very special. And they began yelling. And if you close your eyes, you can still hear them daven. The Shtapus and Nefesh start pouring out their heart. They turned over heaven and earth. And maybe the daven for you and for me, for my children and for your children. You know, my beautiful friends, the windows were open, and the peasants, there was only one Jew in the whole city, that Yid. And the peasants, they hear in the middle of the night yelling, they were sure it's a fire. So all the peasants jumped out of their beds, they come running. And here I have to share something with you, friends, and please open your hearts. Listen to me, listen to me. This is one of the deepest Torahs on Hanukkah. Says in Swarm, why is it that on Har Sinai we didn't turn on the whole world? Because if there's a big lamp learning and I don't know what he says, I still don't know anything. If I'm standing next to somebody who's davening and praying with all his heart, can't help it. I also begin to daven. You know when Mashiach is coming? When Mashiach is coming, we'll all come to Yerushalayim, we'll daven. And the whole world would come running. They'd daven with us. You wouldn't be able to help it. I want you to know, friends, when the peasants saw the Kalina Chassidim daven, suddenly the peasant joined them. It was like after Mashiach had come. The yelling was to high heaven. After the davening was over, the peasants wanted to show their great love for Rabban Kalina, the Chassidim. They went home, they brought apples and whatever they had. And the Rebbe blessed them. Then the Rebbe said, it's time to go home. They all went on the wagon, and the Alte Yid, the Babus, came out. And the Heilige Kalina says to him, so nu, tell me already. And this is what he said. Rabbi, I want you to know, I'm 107 years old. Exactly 100 years ago, tonight, the Holy Baal Shem Tov was here. It was like now. The Chassidim knocked on the door, and the Heilige Baal Shem Tov says he wants to daven mincha. And all the peasants came, and they davened with the Holy Baal Shem. It was like after Mashiach had come. And the Hollywood Shem Tov went back on the wagon. And he called me over. He put his holy hand on my little capella. And this is what he said. Antai Yingele, I want you to know, 100 years from now, the Rebbe will come and he'll also daven mincha. Tell him in my name, I was here and I thought of him. Tell the Rebbe will come, I was here and I prayed for him. And you know what they told Machaber and Modin when we were benching Lich? It was so clear to us. The Chashmonoim were here. They were here. And they kindled the lights for us. Bum, 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 bum. Coming, I just want to tell you all, it's so beautiful. Mama shall bless you and me that the light of Hanukkah should stay with us. You know why Hanukkah we're putting the light at the door? And it's Kibesi best filler, you call it from Amen. If I daven, the whole world will daven with me. So let me share with you this. You know why Hanukkah we know we can turn on the whole world to the Rabbanu Shalom? Very simple. I'm sure it's clear to you and me. If we Yidden would love each other, the whole world would love us. Simple as it is. You know, Hanukkah is Ish the Pesach. But you know what Hanukkah is? When I see another Yidden kindling lights, I make a bracha over his kindling the light. You know, Hanukkah is like after Mashiach has come. Because if one Yid loves the other Yid so much, that when one Yidler sees the other Yidler doing something good, he cannot control himself. He has to make a bracha. That great light shines into the world. And the whole world is coming. Friends, let it be clear to you and me. It's not the world who prevents Mashiach from coming. Sadly enough, it's us. It's not them. Gewalt, it's heartbreaking, but it's true. I want to bless you and me, Mamish, all of us. You know, when Mashiach is coming, I'm just hoping for one thing. When Mashiach is coming, we'll all stand there and we'll introduce our children. And he'll look at your children, at my children, and he'll say nothing. I'll be so heartbroken. Nothing. But imagine the greatest, most heavenly joy in the world. He'll look at your children, at my children, and he will say to us, you know something? Because of your children, I came one day earlier. Yisrovo b'no Sham Hashem, ay 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 ay, Shovo atay lamed, Shovo atay lamed, Yisrovo enay Sham Hashem, Shovo atay lamed, Yisrovo enay Sham Hashem, Shovo. My sweetest friends, can you imagine? After Hanukkah, basically, every Yidel is sad, right? A little bit sad about Hanukkah. Hanukkah, we need a lot of Hanukkah every minute, every second, right? Once a year, the Rebbe Shem gives us a taste what life really is. And we should all be sitting in our house being sad. So here we are Hashem together. And you know, I always say, before on Chanukah, you only make a bracha when you see another Yid doing a mitzvah. After Chanukah, you make a bracha just when you see a Yidler. Because you're so glad. Anyway, thank you so much, and let's make a 10 minutes intermission. Thank you so much. You know, friends, I mentioned before that this Chassidish Yid by the Holy Wall was Friday night. It was like a miracle. I met him. So he told me that his Elter told him that the Nusach of Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, the way we daven, is a little bit like the Beis HaMikdash. And then he told me it's a little bit, the Nusach of Shabbos morning. It's a little bit, like in the Beis HaMikdash. Shabbos morning and Friday night, if you have a little bit of a good ear for music, it's the same kind of chords. Let me sing with you. Savavavadi I got to You know, friends, I made a lot of nigunim because it's just so beautiful. I hate to say I made nigunim. It's just like, you know, something washing gives me a little flesh in my heart. Listen to me. This is Shana Rabba. We love davening. This me came to sing Haidul Hashem. Let me join me. Haidul Hashem. You know, friends, I have to tell you, I see so many beautiful parents here. You know, on the Moshav, we have some people who are not married yet, but we have 30 families. And from the 30 families, we have exactly 73 children. I want you to know, by Chanukah Lichtbench, look around. Those children are so beautiful. You know, Rav Kook says this is a sign that Mashiach is coming, that our children are getting more and more beautiful. You know, when I look at my children, I know. I don't deserve such children. It's not a gift from heaven. Gift from heaven. You know, and I was telling my Chavra, basically, Hanukkah is also a Gemach Simmet Torah, it's the end of Yom Kippur. So come on Hanukkah, I'm not standing before God and asking for forgiveness for all my mistakes. So I said something very simple. Yom Kippur is not the highest yet, because I'm talking the whole time about myself. I did this wrong, give me a good year. It's sweet. It's not the sweetest. Hanukkah, I'm only begging God for my children. What's Chanukah? I'm begging God the light should last forever, right? Who am I talking about? Talking about my children. So say, Rabbi Shalom, the master of the world, who cares what I did? I'm begging you just one thing. Please, Rabbi Shalom. My children, your children, our children, should mamish. The Eira Gunas, God's holy light should shine into them. Can I sing this thing one more time? And can you just really like let loose a little bit? Da 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 Let me share with you one more time, my beautiful friends. I was asking, and I didn't see anybody asking it. I'm sure someone must ask because it's such a simple question. You know, Hanukkah, what happened to Hashmonaim, kindled one light, was supposed to last one night, and it lasted for 8 days. So why don't we do the same thing? We should take mamish a größten Fass with oil and kindle it, and it should burn for 8 days. But you know what we're doing? We're kindling one night, and the light goes out. The next night we come back with 2. Listen, my beautiful friends, I'm sure you know it anyway. What does it mean that the light is burning forever? The saddest thing in the world is it does not burn forever. Sometimes we see it, sometimes we don't. Give out as a duck sometimes. You know what the Hashmonaim did? They gave us koyach even when the light goes out. You come back the next night, not just one night, with 2 lights. If 2 lights go out, Hashmonaim mamish prayed down from heaven. If 2 lights go out, the next night you come back with 3. And when the light goes out, you become stronger and stronger and stronger. And you know, friends, can you imagine the 6 million candles when they went out? It's how much koyach they have to come back. You know, there's a lot of talk today about Balei Teshuvos. I hate the term Balei Teshuvos. That means they are tzaddikim who don't have to do tshuva because they ate glad kosher meat all their life, and never somebody who comes back to Yiddishkeit with Mesiras Nefesh, he's about tshuva, right? He's a tzaddik. They are the emissaries tzaddikim, but let's not even talk about that. So I hear a whole machloike going on in the world. Who brought about the tshuva movement? You know, friends, let me tell you, I'm sure it's clear to you. It's not you and not me, nobody in the world. It's the 6 million. Can you imagine how they're sitting there and crying?